Infinite praise, infinite honor, and infinite glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. We're the sons of Jacob, and we come to prophesy against this wicked kingdom people call America. So one of the things I want to bring out, first of all, I want to say, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, y'all are the true biblical Israelites according to the Bible.
That's
and
right.
y'all must come back and serve the Most High God in spirit and in truth. And you have to learn how to do that. But what we're going to go into today is the wisdom the Most High God gave the nation of Israel. Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 1.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 1.
Bring it out.
Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you.
So the Most High God told Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to listen, to hearken unto the laws, statutes, and commandments that he told you, that he taught you a long time ago, before slavery. Come on.
It says, for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers given you.
So the Most High God was going to give you a land that was promised to your fathers. The Hispanics, y'all have a land that's actually given to you by the Most High God, that's flowing with milk and honey. But the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, y'all are the true biblical Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
All right, come on. Sorry. We got it. All right, let me get, yes, sir.
Verse 5, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
So wherever you go, wherever the Most High God sends you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are to keep his laws, his statutes, and his judgments. Right? One of the laws that we went into was honoring thy father and thy mother. This is something that you're supposed to know how to do automatically. That don't mean doing everything that they tell you to do, because they're supposed to do it according to the Lord, meaning whatever the Most High God says that you're supposed to do, that's what they're supposed to do. Right? So they're supposed to keep the laws of the Most High God, and you're supposed to honor him according to the laws of God. Right? So when your parents, the only way that you can repay your parents is by taking care of them when they can't take care of themselves, right? Just like they took care of you when you couldn't take care of yourselves. So let's keep going.
Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations.
Hey, they say knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is power. You have an influence on this earth. The influence on this earth is supposed to be your wisdom. The influence on this earth is supposed to be your knowledge. The Most High God said, this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. Right? We have a lot of our people doing a lot of bad things in this earth. Right? Our men don't know how to act as men. The women don't know how to behave as women. So we have a lot of folly in this world that has left our people. We used to be a beautiful people on the earth, but it has lost us. We have lost the knowledge of the Most High God. As a matter of fact, let me get that Hosea 4 and 6. We'll come back to it. Let me get Hosea 4 and 6. We have lost the understanding, and this is why we got a lot of people going crazy these days. We got a lot of Instagram, everybody trying to blow up on Instagram, trying to get money on that way. They're trying to serve and worship money. Right? The Bible says that you can't serve money and God, or manna and God. That's the paraphrase. Let me get that.
This is Hosea 4 verse 6.
Bring it out.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the Bible is saying that y'all are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. What is the knowledge? It's talking about the Bible. Y'all think that y'all are two different people, but y'all come from the same father. The Bible gives you an example. Slakia, Jacob is your father, right? Y'all have different mothers, but the same father. But you have been destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And we wonder why we can't never get up in this economy. We wonder why we can never get, we got to look for the other nations to get us a handout. We're looking for the other nations to save us, right? That's what Lamentations say. But the Bible says what?
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So you are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Having the understanding on how to come together. Zephaniah 2 and 1 teaches you that you're supposed to gather yourselves together. And we haven't even done that. We don't even know how to gather ourselves together as one tribe, let alone one nation, man. Right? Go ahead.
because thou hast rejected knowledge,
Because you rejected knowledge, come on.
I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me.
So God has rejected a lot of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's rejected you because you rejected him. Come on.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God,
You forgot what?
the law of thy God,
Because you forgot God's laws. What does he say?
I will also forget thy children.
Also forget your children. Because you've forgotten God's laws, he says he's also going to forget your children. That's a terrible thing, man. Your children will grow up fatherless, homeless. There's going to be nothing but curses placed on your children, right? And we think that it's okay. Let alone, you got the other nations laughing at us, seeing us, saying that they already know that the black woman, that she's a single parent mother. They already know this. The other nations already know this about us because it's become such a norm. Because you have forgotten the laws of God. Because you forgot the laws of God, God said he's also going to forget you and your children. All you got to do is repent. You got to come back to God's laws. You got to put away what the America said that is right and find out what God said is right. In the book of Proverbs, it says, lean not unto your own understanding. All right? Go ahead.
This is Judges chapter 16 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he hath shewed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as other times before and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. So the point is, a lot of people, they claim that the Lord is with them, but we have stories like this where even Samson, a great man in the Bible, he thought that the Lord was with him, and here it is that the Lord had already departed from him. And when you keep reading the story, the Philistines did terrible things unto him, but he thought that the Lord was still with him, even though he gave up his strength, man. Even though he gave up his strength, and our strength is these scriptures, this book. And a lot of people disagree with that, but that's just what it is. It's just that simple.
I mean, the Bible tells us too to separate from these other cultures, these other heathens that are around us. Right? We got to put away the wickedness of these other nations. Our women are not supposed to be wearing pants according to the Bible. Right? We got to come back and serve the Most High God in spirit and in truth. Right? We got to be, what's the word? Modest. Our women are supposed to be modest as a people. So we got to learn how to worship Him. We got to come back and repent. We got to come back to the laws of God. This is how you love Him. The Bible teaches you how to love Him and how to love your neighbor. Right? Yes, I'm going to get back to Deuteronomy.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. They're supposed to see us perform the laws, statutes, and commandments, and they're going to be like, wow, they're supposed to be thrown back. But here they are. They see that how our women in our household are being ran. Right? They know it's a bunch of folly. They have a problem. When you call the police, you know they don't want to come to them. They have a 30-minute wait. Right? They don't respond right away to the north side of Tulsa when you call the police. They just don't. Because our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Right? We have our children listening to all kinds of folly. What do you think is going to be in their minds at the end of the day? It's going to be a bunch of craziness at the end of the day. Because you have taught them wickedness. You have taught them wickedness. And because you have taught them wickedness, they're going to lean on those ways. You're supposed to teach them the righteousness of God. Right? So you got to learn what righteousness is. We're supposed to be better than all the other nations, the Bible says. The Bible says that you are a chosen people unto Him.
This is Judith chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in his people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
So the nations are just trying to find you to sin against your power, sin against your God. That's all they want you to do, is to sin against your God, man. See each other as different instead of the same people, right? Why is it's a man? Never mind. Look, we gotta come back to worship the Most High God in spirit and in truth, and that means keeping the laws of the Most High God. And all they want you to do is try to find error in you so that God can reject you. And God has rejected us because there's error in us. We go to church on Sunday. The Bible didn't say the church is supposed to be on Sunday. The holy day is the 7th day of the week, not the first day, according to the Bible. Who changed that law? The Most High God didn't change that law. It's always been the same law. Did you got something else? Is there more?
It says, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we come a reproach before all the world.
So the other nations used to fear us as a people. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, when we were all one people, the nations used to fear us, right? They used to fear us. But because they found iniquity in us, they found us transgressing God's laws, now God's not with us. And you see it throughout our people. Fatherless homes, I keep going back to that, right? Single parent homes, you see that, right? People looking at each other with an evil eye, right? We got curses on us, curses on top of curses, because we got sin on top of sin. Our people not even knowing what sin is. So we got to come back to the laws. What did I have? Yes, sir. Let me get that.
This is Genesis 32, verse 28.
Bring it out.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men.
So we have power with God and with man. We have an influence. We have a strength. We're supposed to walk on this earth with a power inside of us, right? We're not supposed to walk like we don't even know who we are. We're constantly trying to find our identity. But when you go into these other philosophies and these doctrines, you can't find your identity. People go into the Moors, and that comes somewhat close, right? Because the Moors, they know that they were Israelites, but they don't teach that. They go away from that and they start teaching you the laws of the land. But the Bible is where you find your identity. The Bible is where you find that you went into slavery on ships. The Bible it tells you why you went into slavery on ships. I have not yet found out why in these other philosophies why you went into slavery. The Bible has the answer to that, right? Why did we go on slavery on ships? Why did the black man go on slavery? And then we come to forget that the Hispanics went into slavery on ships too. The Native Indians went into slavery on ships too. And it shows that we are all one people, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So we forgot who we are.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. So us being Israelites,
That's right.
the natives, blacks, and Hispanics, especially the men, right? Because we the ones who are responsible for how our people out here looking, right? Once you realize you're an Israelite, you got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is how we get our power back.
That's
this is how we
right.
stand up on our feet as men and reign like kings, man.
So we got to take off the philosophies of this world. We got to put away the understanding that America has taught us, right? America has taught us a lot of lies, man. It's taught us a lot of false beliefs. And because we've leaned onto those bad understandings, we've scattered. But in the 40s and 50s, we used to look at each other as one people. We don't even do that no more. There was a time where a black man could give another black man a what's up, and we'd be like, okay, I know what that means. But we don't even have that no more, man. We keep falling further away from our strength, our power, right?
Now it's what side of town you from,
Yeah.
or what gang you from.
Yeah.
That's what it is now. And they separate you from that.
Yeah, so you separated by color, now you separate from streets, right? So you keep getting further and further away from the goal. The Bible says for us that we're supposed to come together as a people. We're supposed to come together, know how our old men are supposed to gather us together. They're supposed to come out and teach the people in the streets. They're supposed to be doing this job, and the younger men are supposed to be listening to them. But they're not doing that because they're comfortable with going into the church. And the church is doing nothing but taking your money. That's all the church is doing. It's not teaching you how to build as a people. It's just destroying you. Well, in Jeremiah 23, can you read that real quick? Jeremiah 23, it tells us.
This is Jeremiah 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
So the pastors, they destroy and scatter the sheep. How do they do that? All they're looking out is for their money. They're just wanting to keep their church going with the electric bill, the water bill. That's all they're concerned about. They're not concerned about really telling you who you are as a people, right? They're not concerned about actually trying to build each and every household up, right? They're not doing that. The pastors are comfortable with sleeping with different women. They're comfortable with doing all kinds of sin and not teaching the people what sin is. Our people don't even know what sin is. They think it's doing something bad. What does the Bible have to say on what sin is? We don't even know. That's how far away we are from God. And God said, because you choose to put away, roughly paraphrase, because you choose to shun the knowledge of God, He's going to shun you. I know it's scripture, but I'm going with it.
All right, I got one more. So this is Lamentation chapter 2 and 14.
Yep.
It says in the Amplified version, your prophets have seen, imagined for you false and foolish visions, and they have not exposed your wickedness to restore you from captivity by teaching you to repent. But they have seen, imagined, and declared to you false and misleading oracles. So at the end of the day, like the brother was going over about these pastors can go back to prophets can go back to pastors too. They're not teaching you things to deliver your soul from what's to come, right? Like the lake of fire, they're only teaching you things, you know, the feel-good doctrine, and the prosperity doctrine or the feel-good doctrine is predicated off of bringing all nations in so they bag can get bigger. It has nothing to do with actually trying to deliver you from this hellhole that we living in right now, right?
And they're not telling you that martial law is getting ready to come.
Right.
They're not telling you how to defend yourself physically or spiritually, right? What are we supposed to do spiritually when Christ returns? What does that even look like? Is Christ coming back to give love and hugs, or is He coming back to kill? What are we doing? What's happening? What's going to happen? Right? They're telling you about an alien invasion coming. They're ready to tell you about an alien invasion coming, but they're not telling you that a black Messiah is coming. That a black man is coming from the sky to kill a lot of people. They're not telling you that. They're trying to, what's the Space Force? They got the Space Force out trying to destroy the aliens that's getting ready to come with their pistols. Don't make no sense. They travel light years away to be killed by a pistol. That don't make no sense. Come on, man. But our people are destroyed for knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
And another reason why they took out the Apocrypha, because in the Apocrypha, it actually, in 2nd Ezra 13, it actually explains how Yahweh Shah is going to fight against all the nations when He returns. It speaks about that in Joel chapter 3 also, but 2nd Ezra chapter 13 is more detailed. And that's the reason why they took it out, and they replaced that with aliens. Because think about it. If you were to tell them that the Lord is coming back to fight, they're like, no, I'm not fighting against the Lord. But you will fight against something that you know that's trying to kill you as an alien, something like that. You'll fight against something like that. You'll be afraid, but you're still going to fight for your country.
Yeah. So what's the thoughts about the aliens getting ready to come, man? Hey, the Bible say, like he was saying, in Ezra second Ezra, it say he's going to have to hold back some of his power so he don't destroy the earth. So that's tough, man. We don't even know how powerful Christ is. We don't even know what that looked like. You don't know until you get into the Bible, right? You got that?
Not just destroying stuff. You don't even hear it. When he's done. He's just like, that was nothing.
This is Psalms 135 verse 4. For the Lord hath chosen Jacob unto himself, and Israel for his peculiar treasure. For I know that the Lord is great, and that our Lord is above all gods.
Our Lord is above all gods, right? That's why the Most High is so beautiful that He's only chosen one race of people on the planet.
That's right.
Now we have a tendency, because we just read in Jeremiah 23 that the pastors have destroyed and scattered the sheep. So we think that Christ, our God, is for everybody. But we just read that He's only for the nation of Israel. That's who He's only for. He's only for one race of people, man.
That's right.
And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us, because we holding hands with a lot of enemies, and we don't even know who the enemy is. You got a precept? John, go ahead.
In Psalms 83 verse 2, it says, For lo, thy enemies have make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So you see all these nations fighting against each other, right? But the one thing they come together is to keep you from knowing your identity, to keep you guys down and thinking that you guys are just niggas, that Hispanics are just spics, that we're just slaves, that we're just workers. The Arab think we're nothing. The white men think we're nothing. The Moab think we're nothing. They all laugh and scoff at us because they want us to not to know how great we are.
Right.
And if you go to the Bible, it tells us that we are the Israelites, according to the Bible, God's chosen people. And
All right. So, not knowing that we are the Israelites, that's why we look at each other as different people. The blacks, the Hispanics, and the Native Indians, we're all one and the same. We're all the same bloodline. We're all the same family. We're not different. Let me get that in Exodus 19 and 5. Let me get that Exodus 19 and 5. Malachi. All right. All praises.
The book of Exodus chapter 19 and verse 5. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people.
So right up the top, there's a stipulation. He says, if you obey, then you will become a peculiar treasure. Right? That's only if you do what God has told you to do. If you're not one, if you're not, if you choose not to listen to God, if you choose not to keep God's laws, you don't qualify for that. The stipulation is you have to learn the laws and you have to do them. Once you learn them, you have to do them. Read that for me again.
It says, now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
All the earth is mine. So he has a peculiar people and all the earth is his. So the God that we serve, he owns the whole earth.
Right.
He don't own part of it. He owns the whole earth. And the people that he chose is his, is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That is his people, right? He created all the people, but he only chose one people. He only chose one bloodline. He only chose one son out of all the sons to be the Son of Man, or the Son of God, right? Out of all the cattle, he's only chose the sheep to be his favorite. Out of all the birds, he's only chose the dove. So he always had a special people or a special thing, whether it been a flower. Out of all the flowers he created, he has a special flower. That's the lily. So God, he's a lot like you and I, right? So he has a special people on this planet, right? He's always chosen He's always chosen the nation of Israel, and he will always choose the nation of Israel.
That's right.
It says, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation.
Hey, in order to be a holy nation, you can't be an American. You can't act like American. You can't look like an American. You got to come back and you got to serve the Most High God. How you going to come back? How you going to call yourself an Israelite and you doing the same thing that the other nations are doing? Right? You look the same way. You got tights on. You got skinny jeans. Right? You got to come back into your royal apparel, man.
That's right.
Right. It's all kinds of folly. We got to come back and know how to. This is our custom that God has given us. Right? Who got a precept?
This Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. So it says, how long, Blacks, Hispanics, and natives, that you will love simplicity? How long are you going to be rocking with Chief Keef, the baby, all these murder rap? How long will our daughters be twerking to Megan Thee Stallion? How long? Gorilla, whoever else, Sexy Red, how long? It says, wisdom's out here saying, are y'all not going to hearken on to me? Y'all have a kingdom waiting for you. But we turn it down for putrid, man. Y'all saying y'all can't change, but don't try changing. How does that work?
Every year they got a New Year's resolution and never fulfill it.
You're following a bunch of people that are having debates and podcasts on how to bathe themselves, on what a woman is. How do you bathe yourself? They don't know how to bathe themselves, man. They're talking about they use their hands instead of a towel. You know what I'm saying? To bathe themselves. These are the people that you're following after, man. This is you are destroyed. You are destroyed people. In order to restore yourself, you got to come back and learn from the Bible.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, I brought this. That's exactly what Zion was just talking about. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by my servants the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsels. The mother that bare them unto them, go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. I brought you up with gladness, but with sorrow and heaviness have I lost you. For ye have sinned before the Lord your God, and done that thing that the Lord your God, and done that thing that is evil before him. But what shall I now do unto you? I am a widow and forsaken. Go your way, O my children, and ask mercy of the Lord.
So he's telling you that you have broken his heart, basically. You broke his heart by following these other nations, man. Right? Our daughters are doing all kinds of madness by going into the ways of the customs of the people. You click on TikTok and you see our women going into voodoo, and not just voodoo, but witchcraft. Right. They got the little eye. I don't even know what it's called. The little eye with the blue eye. They're repping that, man, instead of repping their own power, man. They don't know their own strength. They don't know, like Zion was saying, they don't know the beauty that is in store for them, man. They don't know how real beautiful they are. Only thing they have to do is come back to the laws, and the Most High God said, you're going to be more beautiful than any other nation on this earth. Deuteronomy 7 and 6, we got to get that. He said, you are a chosen people unto the Lord thy God, man. Just imagine how beautiful it will be if the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians came together as one people. Right? We ain't got no different. We ain't got no evil eye towards each other. We ain't jealous over one another. Right? Hey, her hair longer than our, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a curse that was placed upon our people. There was a curse, the curse that was placed upon our women. So the only reason why the curse is there because we chose to disobey God. Right? What did you have?
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
What are we reading? We're reading the Bible. The Bible is saying that there is a people that's above all people on the face of the earth.
That's right.
So there's a group of people that's on the earth that God has chosen to be special and above every other race of people. That's you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Right? The elites of the other nations, they know who you are. They just don't want you to come back into power. Because once you come back into power, you're going to own everyone and everything. You're going to have servants and handmaidens. You're going to have stores that's better than Quick Trip. And you're going to be owning them while you're sitting at home collecting money. Healthy, not feeding them folly. Right. Not giving them diabetes and keep them circulating into the system. Right? Because our people are being destroyed because they lack the understanding of what God is telling them. We don't even know what clean and unclean is. That's what the preachers are supposed to be telling us. What is clean and what is unclean. What is holy and what is unholy. What's profane. We don't know. We don't know that God gave us our own holy days. Right? And it's better than the holidays that the world celebrates. You got 7 days for the Feast of Tabernacles just to chill, just to go camp. That's a beautiful thing, man. And our people are rejecting that. And because you've rejected it, God says he's going to reject you and your children because you reject his laws, man. So we know we're not out here for everybody. We're only out here for a certain group of people because not everybody's going to the kingdom of heaven. Not everybody's going to make it.
That's right.
And we're talking to those that claim to believe in God. Because we got a lot of hypocrites that say they believe in God, but don't. They'll say it by words, but in action, or indeed, you're far from him. Your heart is far from him. Right? We would at least be able to see a little bit of it by how you dress. Right? As the man and a woman. We will see it by, hey, what does God want? How does he want me to look? How does he want me to hey, because the Bible says that a man is known by his walk. He's known by his gait. He's known by what he looks like, right? And he gave us a dress code. Every nation on this earth has a dress code. America's dress code is horrible. It's horrible, man. Our women are looking like harlots out here, right? Like whores. That's what they look like, right? You got the Arabs, the Arabs, that's probably the closest to us. But you see how their women are? They all covered up, man. You can't lust after those women, and if you do, you're struggling. You're struggling to lust after them.
And the men of our nation only want hoes.
Yeah.
If she got a dress on and she not so easy, she bougie and he don't want to talk to her, right?
They only want hoes for a minute, but they don't want hoes to keep them. They don't want hoes to bring them home to mama and make them a wife. Right? Let me get that Leviticus. What did you say? Yeah, 26.
26 and 33. This is Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 33.
Bring it out.
And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate and your cities waste. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbath, as long as it lieth desolate, and ye shall be in your enemy's land. Even then shall the land rest and enjoy her Sabbath.
So the Most High God He has cursed us so bad, man. We have took the Lord's name in vain so bad that he had to kick us out of the Holy Land just for the land to rest. That's horrible, man. Hey, the land is at ease to a degree because we chose to take the Lord's name in vain. We called ourselves Israelites, right? We called ourselves Israelites and we profaned his name. You can't do that. You gotta obey God. And how do you obey him? By keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You got to learn what sin is. You got to learn how to repent. Our people don't even know how to do that. They don't know what sin is or how to repent. What does that even look like? Right? The church has taught you a bunch of lies, man. You got to come back and read it for yourself or be taught by an actual Israelite. Right? Let me get that Leviticus. What did you read down to? Okay.
The book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 24. Defile ye not yourselves, defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
So the Bible is getting ready to tell you to not defile yourselves by these things.
Right.
Because the other nations, they defile themselves by this. Come on.
and the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomited out her inhabitants.
So this is how this is how the land vomits out the inhabitants that dwell in them.
That's
Right? Because they don't know how to serve the Most High God. And guess what's getting ready to happen to America? Because you don't know how to serve God, the land is getting ready to vomit you out. Right? Because you don't know how to worship God. You don't know the first step on how to please Him. Right? You think it's by giving to your neighbor and not even knowing who your neighbor is. You don't know who your enemy is. You don't know who your neighbor is. You don't know what repentance is. You don't know what sin is.
Right.
Hey, the Bible again, it goes back to Hosea 4:6. You are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And because you reject knowledge, God's going to also reject you. So our people have been rejected. Right? And then you're going to want to go to heaven when it's too late. When you're on your deathbed, you're going to be crying out to God. And it's going to be too late. And guess what evil you taught your children? You taught your children that same evil, man. And then they're going to follow in your footsteps. So you have destroyed yourself and your children.
This is Isaiah chapter 58 verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. Now you gotta think, if we don't tell you your transgressions, who's going to?
Right.
Why did we leave our land? Why is God against us? Why is this happening to us? Why is our enemy rolling over us? We have to come out and teach y'all. When we come out, y'all reject us. But y'all not listening. We're actually telling you how to get back to our land. How to get back in coordinates with the Most High God, your Creator. How we're supposed to dress. Your culture, as you would say. Our heritage. That's what we come out here for.
All right. I think there's more on that. Let's just keep it.
It says, ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments.
So because you've rejected the statutes and the judgments, the land has spewed you out.
And shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you.
Hey, what is an abomination? It's a disgusting and filthy thing to the Most High God. A man sleeping with a man and a woman sleeping with a woman. That is an abomination to God. Right? Hey, we got to come back to the Most High to learn how to please Him, man. That is our true power. Hey, bro, you believe in the Bible? You believe in the Bible? You believe in the Bible? Hey, you can't hear? Hey, let me turn this up. Let me turn this up. The speaker ain't loud enough? Hey, brother with the dreads on pump. What pump is that? With the locks. Hey, brothers, you believe in the Bible? Hey, you know, a lot of time, man, hey, the Bible,
Come on.
hey, you believe in the Bible? Come check us out, brother. All praises, man. All praises, man. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. You know, in these last days, you're actually going to start seeing strong men standing up for what they believe, right? We got way too many of our men that are cowards, that are afraid, that are fearful, man. They stand up for wickedness and not righteousness. What's going on, bro? You doing all right? You know what's going on? Have you ever heard of the Israelites? You have? What you heard about the Israelites? Just heard about them? Not really? Somewhat? Got you. So real quick, we out here telling our people who they are according to the Bible. Have you ever been to church? You been to church? When the last time you been to church? When you was a kid? So I have a question for you. So we are here teaching our people who they are according to the Bible. The reason why we teach that because it's very important for you to enter into the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth. Just like we're here right now, it's not going to be in some fairy tale, you're floating off the ground. It's going to be actually right here on earth, right? The kingdom is actually being built right now, right as we speak. The kingdom of heaven is being built right now, right? So I want to know, okay, you said it's been a while since you've been to church. So it's important in order for you to get to the kingdom of heaven, you got to know what sin is, man. Right? Do you know what sin is according to the Bible? Yeah. What's sin, if you don't mind me asking? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? How old are you? 21. 21? Okay. So, as a 21-year-old man, you got any kids? You got one? You got a girlfriend? You got a... No? Okay.
You got a wife.
That's what the Bible says. There ain't no girlfriends in the Bible. Ain't no girlfriends in the nation of Israel. So, what's the race of your father, if you don't mind me asking? Your physical father? Black. Okay, so you would be from the tribe of Judah. So we identifying you. So Christ, he knew what tribe he was from. Paul, he knew what tribe he was from. Paul was from the tribe of Benjamin. Christ was from the tribe of Judah. So you will be from the tribe. You see yourself on the sign? Mahar, can you help him out?
Yep. Well, this all our people in the Bible. So we got different tribes. Yeah, this is the tribe of Judah.
So you will be from that tribe. So in the Bible, it tells you. So in the church, I was taught that there's one gate that everybody goes into. Was you taught that? Was you taught that too?
Heaven's Gate?
Yeah, in the Heaven's Gate, there's only one gate that everybody goes in. You don't know? So in the Bible, it says that actually there's 12 gates.
Bring it out.
So you would have to go into one of those gates. You either be accepted or rejected, according to the Bible. So I don't know what y'all got. No, but I do want to get to you because I ain't gonna take up a lot of your time.
Yeah, focus. Hey, come get him a flyer. He said you got ops.
That's what's up, man. Hey, can we give you a flyer though? Can we get you a flyer? Yeah. That's what's up. Hey, we appreciate you taking some of your time. Can we get the brother a flyer? You got a flyer? Can we get the brother a flyer? Hey, that's what's up, man.
Hey, bro, don't you want to live a life in peace without having no ops?
That'd be cool.
Hey, you know the Bible actually teaches. The Bible actually teaches. Hey, you got a phone?
Yeah.
You got YouTube? You?
Look this up right here on YouTube, bro.
Yeah. Awesome.
This right here. They had Tulsa.
You just put SOJ Tulsa.
Hey, that's actually a curse that's placed on our people, man. That's a big curse, man. We got an evil eye. We got an evil. All right, brother. We appreciate you, man. That's actually a curse, man. We keep falling into these same holes, man. We're supposed to be smarter than that as a people. Now, our people we are the best people on the earth, and we keep falling into the same holes. That's crazy, man. We got to do better. We got to do better as a people, right? We are better, so we got to move better. We got to act better, right? We know we better than the other nations. We know we are. Every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian know without a doubt that they're better than the other nations. We know that. It's in us. So why are we not acting like it? Why don't we move in the knowledge and wisdom of that? And the knowledge and wisdom says that we can't be hating our brothers, man.
That's right.
We can't have an evil eye to our brothers.
That's right.
Right? But, hey, the single parent home plaguing us again, man.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of the children when he shall leave. So the man.
I was gonna say we should have brought that out when he was here because that would have been a good. I know I was paraphrasing, but you should actually brought it out. But go ahead.
So the man that is supposed to be delicate, right? He's supposed to be loving, kind, right? Think of somebody like, shoot, that's so sad. I can't even think of famous role models that have those attributes. But let's just say, King David, perfect. The sheer mercies of King David, right? That's how our men was. But now we can't even stand on quick trip to get gas without another nigga trying to kill you. Is that not insane?
I say the man that is tender among you and very delicate, right? So we got a lot of soft, delicate men that are actually killing their own people, man. You're doing the other nations a favor. You're actually helping the other nations, man. This is how far we have fallen as a people. This is how much the Most High God has turned his back on us.
The reason these niggas be having ops is like, how is that an op? How are you an op because of that? A real op is Esau, the nigga who been killing you from ages and generations. This nigga been on your ass for ages and generations, not letting his foot off your neck at all. Any chance he get, he's trying to kill you. Through food, he's trying to kill you. Through music, he's trying to kill you.
through air. He's trying to. We was the other day. We was outside, nigga. I'm talking about chemtrails all over the sky. Right. Them is the ops.
That's right.
Like, bro, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's such a big enemy to you that they hate their own people. They'll do anything to they'll try. They hate you so bad that they'll destroy their own people to destroy you. That's how much they hate
Bring
you.
it out.
And they'll throw their women at you to try to destroy you too.
Yeah. Just to distract you, to get you off your pivot.
It was a point of time where Esau, you wouldn't, if you even looked a white woman in her eyes, they hanging you. Now they throwing their women at you.
Bring it out.
Because they know, like, we're at a time where we're not falling for the shenanigans no more. So they throwing in their most powerfulest weapon at us. And Jake just eating it up. Now Jake got a white woman, and now he don't, Israelites, all that. They don't want to be around the brothers because they using excuses like they feel bad because they got a white girl, or not all white people is bad. They got all these damn excuses. You just fell right for what Esau was doing, man.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. So, touching on the point of our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Bring it
you
out.
got young men talking about he can't be standing at Quick Trip because he got ops. Well, why do you got ops, bro? It's because of your decisions that you out here making in these streets.
That's right.
You out here moving foolish.
That's
You
right.
out here getting in the stripes.
Right.
And now you got people that want to do something with you to the point where you can't even stand and hear the word of God for 5 minutes.
That's right.
I don't think that dude even got no option. Bro, not tough out here. I can tell, bro.
Somebody that say that they ain't even gonna be out here like that.
Yeah, like he wasn't looking around. Ain't nobody trying to get him, man. I know the look.
They just like that. They like to say that to make them seem like they something.
Bro out here trying to look IG ready and stuff.
IG ready.
He put the hood on, dreads coming out.
Yeah,
of it.
you see
it's
how-
just that nigga look. And he had to get activated in that nigga look.
Like, bro, you ain't everybody trying to do that.
Like you can tell he wanna be from Chicago. And
Yeah, he want to be that kind of guy.
He want.
Hey, let me get a Sirach 24. Sirach, oh, did you have something? You had something. Yeah, and then I would just.
This is Deuteronomy, chapter 9 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
Not for thy righteousness or for the uprightness of thine heart dost thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee, and that he may perform the word which the Lord sware unto thy fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It says, understand therefore that the Lord thy God giveth thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness, for thou art a stiff-necked people.
So we already see it. We already see it. Our people are hard-headed, man. The blacks don't want to do this because everybody makes an excuse, man.
Like Jake don't
Everybody-
want to be told what to do at all. That is irking.
Hey, it's not even them. Hey, we got the Hispanics. They don't speak English, but then they don't speak English.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Golly, man. Our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. How much better would we be if we knew that the Hispanics and the Native Indians and the blacks were the same people and we came together?
Right.
You know how much strength we would have, man?
That's
and we
right.
kept the laws of God? But we don't, man. We so stiff-necked as a people. Yeah, we're so stiff-necked as a people, man. We're so afraid to actually go against the norm of society. We're afraid of what everybody might think of us. Right? This is why we actually out here looking for strong men and strong women, man. That's not afraid to do that.
So like you got Issachar. A lot of them is in Roman Catholic, right?
Right.
So the Roman Catholics just announced, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, that they have declared amongst the Roman Catholics that Christ is not returning. Yeah, they just declared that the Christ is not returning. Meaning they don't believe that he's coming back. Therefore, they don't believe in him no more. So all power and glory that they do, it's all gonna turn back to them. Just like with the priests. You would step inside the little cage room and you confess your sins. Now these priests are they're revealing the sins that they're not supposed to be revealing. You're supposed to go in there, confess your sin. He's supposed to say, you are forgiven. A woman went in there recently and she confessed that she was committing adultery. The priest went and told the girl's husband. So it's all falling apart, but guess what? Issachar is not going to lead a church. They're going to still remain in it, and they're going to be put to death off of things like that, man.
They've taken the hope away from the people by doing that. And you know, when there's no hope, people become dangerous. So they don't understand what they've done, or maybe they do understand what they've done.
The Romans understand what they
Maybe they understand what they've done. But we've taken the hope away from our people, and because you've taken the hope away from your own people, hey, you're going to see a bunch of chaos out here. You're going to see a bunch of, well, if he ain't coming, then I'm just going to do what I want to do. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do what they want to do. They're going to live how they want to live. You said you got a precept?
I got precepts.
Hey, man, our people are stiff-necked, man. They hard-headed, right? They are hard-headed. I've only heard that term in our community, hard-headed.
Hard-headed.
Right. I ain't heard it nowhere else. But our people are hard-headed. We know that's rebellious. We know that's stubborn, right? They don't want to get right. They can't get right, right? They don't want to do what's right according to God. When God told you that you're a special people, but I definitely want to get that Sirach 24. That Sirach 24 start at the top. Sirach 24, we want to start at the top. You said you got a precept, Zion?
Officer got one.
Black Wall Street, the light.
You said officer got one? You got one?
I call it Baruch 2:30.
Yeah.
Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 30.
Baruch chapter 2 verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people.
None of the brothers
It
smoke.
says, for I
Yeah,
knew.
just we got brothers with asthma and smoking. What's going on, Jeff?
What's up,
Why you
King?
got
Leave because of that, just don't like it.
Yeah, just
Black Wall Street.
what's going on, bro?
The Lord's up, we up.
All
Black
praises.
Wall Street forever.
Con, that's what's up, man. Hey, I want you to get that again.
It's Baruch chapter 2 verse 30. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities,
Like
they shall
what?
but in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
All right, so our people are going to remember themselves in the land that they were scattered from, right? So our people are going to start to wake up, but we got to wake up, man. But we know at the end of the day who we really talking to. There's a lot of our people that don't want to listen. It's only a few select people, man, that's actually going to listen. A small remnant the Most High God has left. What does it say? A small grape out of the cluster of grapes, roughly paraphrasing. So it's only a few of us that's actually going to hearken. And that's what makes our job so hard, man. Because we know a lot of people just walk by. They don't care. They don't want to hear it. But we down here looking for that one. We know what our mission is, man. We're actually looking for that one man and strong woman that's actually going to stand up for what is right. We got a lot of people that don't stand up for what is right. They stand up for what is right in their own heart. Hey, the Bible says, there's a way that seemeth right unto the man, but the end thereof is death. So there's a way that seems right to you, but there's nothing but death at the end of that road. Right? You're leaning onto your own understanding. You're not leaning onto the understanding of the Most High God and the Bible. Does somebody else have a precept? Go ahead.
This is Exodus 19 verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a particular treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine, right? So right now, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were on the bottom. Like Captain Yermai was going over, he said if the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans linked together, would be insane. But how do we do that? By the law, statutes, commandments. You can't. I believe the Lord said, only by my hand. I'm not even going to try to paraphrase it in case I get it wrong. But basically, it says, the only way that we're going to get back up is through the Most High God. That's the only way, and it's only the Son of Mashiach outside. There's no other way that we can just group together. The Black Panthers tried, all these other, the NOI tried, all these other people tried, but what we haven't tried is keeping God's law, statutes, commandments, and believing on the Mashiach outside.
They think it's too hard for us. They think keeping the laws of God is hard. It ain't hard, right? Keeping God's laws is not hard. Hey, you keep the Sunday holy somewhat to a degree. Why not keep the seventh day holy? You keep the first day of the week holy. Why not keep the seventh day of the week holy? We don't even know what the seventh day of the week is. We got to ask people to put out your calendar just to show you. And I was there too. I was once like that. I didn't know what the seventh day of the week was because I was fooled. I was tricked. I was taught to believe that Sunday, the first day, was the seventh day of the week, but that's actually the first day of the week. The seventh day of the week is Saturday. That day you're supposed to keep holy. That's today. Hey, bro, come check us out. You can't keep every day holy. That's going against God. That's going against God. You can't keep every day holy. You can't keep every day holy. You will be in sin if you try to keep every day. If you try to keep God said keep one day holy. If you go against God, you will be in sin. So you know what holy means? Jeff. Oh, Jeff, you been drinking? Yeah. Okay. He's getting rich. All right, bro. We're gonna keep going though. We're gonna keep going, Jeff. It's a church on. It's true. It's true. And people, hey, look, check this out. There's a church on every corner in Black Wall Street. But what is sin according to the Bible? Go. What is sin? Go. What is sin? Go. See, our people don't know what sin is. That's a simple question. That's 101. What is sin? What is sin, though? How can you teach what sin is? No, brother. You can't just go teach that. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Right.
Hey, look, I got one.
So is smoking fucking up? He said no. That's why we can't lean onto our own understanding.
That's why the end thereof is
We're
death.
out here.
The end thereof is death, man. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Hey, check this out. Jeff, check this out.
The book of Sirach. The book of Sirach, chapter 24, and verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people.
Hey, so it says glory in the midst of her people. We read earlier that the Most High God, Israel is God's chosen people on the planet. Read that again for me.
Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people.
She's going to glory in the midst of her people. This is why we're supposed to keep the laws of God. This is why the other nations shall see us and say, this great and wise and understanding people, what does it say? So nigh unto the Father, right?
That's right.
Roughly paraphrasing, I messed it up. But wisdom is going to bring us closer and glory, closer to the Most High God, and what's going to bring us glory? Wisdom.
In the congregation of the Most High, and Salakia.
What's the congregation of the Most High? Israel. Israel is the congregation of the Most High. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, y'all are actually Israelites.
That's right.
The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, y'all are Israelites according to the Bible. So the Bible is talking about you. When it says what people is like unto God, it's talking about you. When we were in our righteousness, people feared the nation of Israel. The other nations called us gods. They called us gods, man. Right? And this is where we get confused on thinking that just because I'm an average, everyday nigga, I think I'm a god. Hey, that smoke. You gotta. Hey, that smoke is coming this way. Hey, that smoke is coming this way, though, King. So the Bible tells you that you are not a God in your unrighteousness. You are only a God in your righteousness. What is righteousness? According to the Bible, what is righteousness? People throw that word around not knowing what it is. Let me get righteousness in the book of Deuteronomy. We're going to find out what righteousness the Bible is talking about. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 20.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 25.
Bring it out.
24. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness.
It shall be what?
It shall be our righteousness.
So keeping the laws of God, this is our righteousness. Come on.
If we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God as he hath commanded us.
So the commandments of God is our righteousness.
That's right.
Right? Hey, Esther, she had a crown of royalty that was on her head, but she said she upholds it as a minstrel's rag.
That's right.
She said she upholds it as a minstrel's rag. She said the crown, the high estate of the other nations are like blood on a woman's period. That's what our foremothers said. So you upholding the customs of these other people is trash, man. I don't care what kind of car you got. I don't care what kind of wardrobe you got. If it's of another nation, that's trash. That's nothing, man. Because the Most High God got something way better for us. Us that are keeping the laws of God, righteousness, the righteousness of God, which meaning the laws, statutes, and commandments, those are the people that's going to reap the glory and the benefit of the Bible. We almost saw a wreck right in front of us. Y'all got to, hey, this word is powerful. Sharper than any two-edged sword.
It says, First Maccabees chapter 1 and 11. In those days went out of Israel, wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had so much sorrow. So everybody, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they think their culture is football. They think their culture is wrestling. You got all people dedicating their whole lives to the Olympics. They spend their whole childhood watching the Olympics and trying to be after them. That's not our culture. Like the captain was going into, we have wanted to be like the heathen. We have forsaken our customs to get on their customs, man. You know how much sports have got a stronghold on our people? You know how many people will break the Sabbath in a heartbeat because they got a Saturday game? They don't give a darn. They're playing that football game, right? Ball is life. A, B, C, and D, man. We spend so much. If you just use half of that effort and just put your nose in this Bible and get learned about it, get taught by a Hebrew Israelite, you'll be better.
Hey, we was on the way to camp, and Captain DeBoer had made a brilliant point. It was to the effect of this. You see all out through America, right? Every year after year, them Christmas decorations go up every year. Them Halloween decorations go up every year. Everybody keeps Thanksgiving every year, so on and so forth. Valentine's Day. They keep these evil holidays of America, so they can be faithful to something, but they just choosing to be faithful to the wrong things. They should be faithful to God. They should keep God's commandments, right? Instead of keeping the ways of this world and these evil holidays. You should keep the Most High God's holy days.
Hey, and I want to say this too, because I know the church have made the Bible out to be a boring thing. It's made it. The church have done a disservice to credit the Bible. They have made the Bible seem very boring and dull. The Bible is actually a lot of blood and war. Right? When you come and learn from the scriptures, it's a lot of aggression. It's a lot of aggressiveness. Right? Christ Himself. Let me get that Luke 19. Is that 19 and 21 or 21 19? Where Christ said, "Bring them hither."
Yeah, I got one too though.
When you get the 19, I think it's like. But we don't. The Christian church has made the Bible very boring and very dull, and it's because our people are not reading the Bible for themselves. That's one thing. Another thing is they don't see themselves in it. The Bible is full of black people, man.
That's right.
Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians.
That's right.
We can show you that in the scriptures. It's not a white man's book. The Bible is actually it's an Israelite book. And the Israelite book is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And I'll show y'all that too. Let me get that in the book of Acts, Zion chapter 13. Who got, whatever y'all got first?
I got one too.
Yeah. This is the book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse 37.
Bring it out.
This is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, who the world calls Jesus Christ speaking. He said, "But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me."
So Christ is saying, if you won't serve me, bring them hither, bring them to me and cut their heads off. This is what Christ is saying, man.
That's right.
But the church has made Christ to be a very passive man, not knowing that he actually came from warriors.
That's right.
Right? They don't know what Christ actually came from. They made Christ out to be a very soft man, man. This whole Bible is about a war against the Israelites from the other nations. They have done a good job by dividing and conquering you. You don't know who you are in these last days. So you don't see yourselves in this book. You made the Bible seems boring, but it's not. It's not any of those things. We're going to actually show y'all after this. I'm going to go ahead and get you. Go ahead and get what you got. But we'll show y'all that this Bible is talking about y'all.
Hey, so, and King David come from the lineage of, Yahushua Mashiach, he come from the lineage of King David. And this is a story of King David in 2 Samuel chapter 8 and verse 1. It says, and after this came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Migdal-ma out of the hand of the Philistines. And he smote Moab and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. So he had them in lines, like line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. It says, and he smote Moab and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. So he probably kicked them in the back. Get on your knees. It says, with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 line to keep alive. So the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. So with King David, he put lines, and he would be like, execute the first line. And then he'll walk, he'd be like, execute that line. And then he'll walk, and he'll say, execute that line. And the other lines, he's like, hey, y'all better make sure y'all give me my coins. Y'all bring me my coins when it's time. They have to pay tribute. That's how our forefathers was rocking, but this is the mentality of Jake all together. But they do it in the wrong way. The spirit that they got is not wrong, is that they channeling into the wrong people, man.
That's
which is
right.
their own people. And that's what I was gonna say. We did it in righteousness, man.
That's
and people
right.
don't know what righteousness is, so they get it confused. They say, well, there's killing in the Bible. You're absolutely right. There's righteous killing in the Bible.
That's right.
Right? And we got some unright, but as far as our people,
I'm about to say, it's
majority of
killing
our-
in the Bible.
Murder is not
right,
accepted.
murder, innocent blood, which we're gonna get into, Lord willing, a couple of Sabbaths from now. Who got what I was wanting?
Right here.
Okay.
It's Acts chapter 13 and verse 1.
Go.
It says, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called nigger.
Say what?
That was called nigger.
Niggers in the Bible? You read that in the Bible? Nigger is in the Bible? I know y'all heard me. This thing got to be up a little bit louder.
Hey, bro.
Nigger is... I'm going to blast it, bro. Read it again.
It says, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called nigger.
So nigger is actually in the Bible. The word nigger, the prophets and the teachers of Christ were called nigger. That's black. That's black. That just simply means black. The prophets and teachers were called black men in the Bible. So I'm showing you that you are in the Bible. Don't let them trick you. Don't let them fool you to think that you're not in here. Right? The only people that were white were the enemies of the Israelites. That's the only people that were white that was in here. The enemies of the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Y'all are the Israelites according to the Bible.
This is Joshua chapter 10 verse 12. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Son, stand thou sit still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Man, when I first read that, I said, what? You telling me that the Lord loves Israel so much that he had the sun and the moon stay still for us to avenge? That's how much on the Amorites. That's how much the Lord loved you, man. And like we was going back to, the Christian church don't bring this out. They don't bring out the when David jumped over a well. They don't bring out none of that, bro. They bring out, Jesus just hugs you, and you know the pain that you feel, and no, bro, we was warriors out here, man. Golly, man, you can't make this up. Golly.
Hey, that just shows you that it says that Israel we have power with God and man. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, man, what's going on, brother? Hey, get out the... Bro, hey,
Oh, like 20 pull-ups though. Damn.
Jeff,
He's kind of snapping though.
what's going on, brother?
NBA boy, I'm still your NBA boy.
Man, what's going on,
I'm
man?
still your
You guys
favorite
raining
team.
leaves over here, man.
The tree.
We trying to teach the Bible. You guys are doing pull-ups on
Basketball
the tree.
tree
What's
is right.
happening, brother? What's going on? You want some attention? Come on over here, man. Let's get you some attention, brother.
I'm listening.
I appreciate that.
Jake gotta repent, man.
That's a real.
That is a real.
Oh man, what you mean?
And what
by
was the
that?
last scripture you read?
Muhammad Ali.
That's the one that
Hey,
did
you heard
it.
that said
Like
that.
a butterfly.
Oh, okay. Hey, that said that the prophets and teachers were called nigger. Did you hear that?
I'm talking about Muhammad Ali was Muslim.
Okay, but we're not Muslim. Muslim is not an Israelite. We Israelites. Muhammad Ali was wrong. He was wrong, brother. Hey, and that's why Malcolm X said. So they come to find out in the Islam Quran that they're supposed to learn from Israelites. That's us, man. They're supposed to come and learn from us. In their book. Hey, hold on.
Yeah, we are that.
Hey, in their book, it teaches that they're supposed to come and learn from us.
That's right.
That's in their book, right? We not Islam, man. We Israelites, right? Islam is our older brother. They are older brother, and they know who we are. They know that we're actually Israelites.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 144, and verse 1. Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. Hey, King David was renowned for being a mighty warrior. You ready?
That's right.
Imagine the kind of spirit the Most High poured out on King David for him to have wisdom in warfare.
That's right.
He probably ain't no telling what King David was capable of, man. He's saying the Lord taught his fingers to fight.
That's
Brother
right.
He probably know hidden ancient arts or something, man. He'll disconnect your body from your brain to certain
Pressure points, right? It's over.
When we came out of the land of Egypt, how we was subduing other nations. The Most High, like, put it on our spirit to be able to do what we was doing. Because I be thinking now, I'm like, damn, we just came out of Egypt. I'm sure we didn't have many warriors, but we smashing these heathens for something.
And we saw how the Most High God did. What's his name? He was from the tribe of Gad. He was a native Indian. Oh, it was one from Judah and Gad that he taught them how to make art in every material. So he like downloaded. You know what I'm talking about. So that's how, you know what I'm saying.
Just say he poured out the spirit of wisdom on him or something like that. Hey, the Lord can give you the download.
That's right.
Download it into you, right, man.
Hey, so this is Psalms chapter 18 and verse 40.
Bring it out.
Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not.
Let me get that Genesis 25.
This is Genesis chapter 25 and verse 23. I'm going to start at 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So she like, if this is a good thing from the Lord, why am I in such pain? Come on.
It says, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
So the Bible is saying that Rebecca had 2 nations of people. This is where you see the blacks and the whites. The white man is actually biologically a brother to the Israelites. Go ahead.
It says, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other,
And what?
and the one people shall be stronger than the other.
That goes in every way of the word. You shall be stronger. We know that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are stronger than the other nations.
That's right.
We are stronger in every sense of the word. We can go out in the sun and just hang out there. That's where we draw our energy from. The white man can only stay in the sun for so long, right? We are stronger than the other people. That's in every sense of that word, stronger, right?
When you read about how Esau was a cunning hunter, he's known by being a cunning hunter, but here it is, Gad and Reuben is way better hunters than Esau, man. They do it way better than Esau did.
And they a lot of the white people, they go to the blacks and the Hispanics to get their horses to train their horses because they don't know how to train them out. Well, they got methods now, but before they broke their horses. The black Hispanics, they would just jump on the back of the horse and ride him until he got tired. That shows our strength. That shows a fraction of our strength. But what Zion brought out too, how we able to pray to the Most High God and stop the sun. That is if that's not power, I don't know what is, man. That is powerful, man. to be able to stop the sun. We pray to the Most High. The Bible said that Israel, we have power with God and man. This is why the other nations feared us.
2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Man. So when their kingdom goes down, we go up. It's always a balance, bro. What kind of balance is in a movie? Have you ever seen the villain and the righteous rule together in harmony? Never. Joker and Batman ain't never going in harmony, bro. They always, one gotta be up hand, one gotta be low, bro.
It's always a yin and a yang, so-called, right? A good and an evil, a bad and a good, right?
Yin and yang, I don't know if that's actually.
But I mean, us opposite force. They're like,
Talking about Justice League.
you know, you got all the way up. We just showing how in the Bible it said that. Read that again. Read that 2nd Ezra 9.
2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So our kingdom is getting ready to come up. As soon as America falls, the nation of Israel, the kingdom, you're going to see the kingdom of heaven established here on earth.
That's right.
So America is getting ready to fall. The dollar is getting ready to fall. You're going to see martial law. You're going to see women getting killed. You're going to see men getting killed in the streets. You're going to see a lot of bloodshed out here in the streets.
You're going to be hearing screaming on a daily basis.
It's going to be a terrifying scream. Like in when New Orleans when they went to Hurricane Katrina. It was a terrible thing.
And North Carolina going through Hurricane Katrina right now. Where FEMA's telling them to write X's on their houses, everybody that's still alive. And we know what FEMA did in Katrina. They was killing them. FEMA went out there and was shooting them people dead. The remaining people, as many as they could. Straight up. Hey, and that mega dome, that New Orleans dome, that was a FEMA camp in there. They was not letting them people leave, man. Hey, people was trying to go across the bridge to get out of New Orleans, and the FEMA was right there at the bridge telling them they have orders that they can't cross.
Hey, but here we are loving America. What is that? That don't make no sense. We loving the people that's killing us. What kind of backwards, crazy? That's some crazy stuff, man. Hey, we destroyed as a people, man. Let me get that in Sirach 24. We're gonna keep reading on that, because this is the wisdom that the Most High God has given the nation of Israel. This is what we read. This is the strength and the power the Most High God has given us in our righteous state.
The book of Sirach, chapter 24, and verse 3. I came out of the mouth of the Most High.
Wait a minute. So first of all, we just saw that this wisdom was given to a certain group of people. This wisdom that we're reading was given to a certain group of people. And in Sirach, it just said that it came out of the mouth of God. This wisdom came out of the mouth of God. So this is the wisdom, what we're reading is the wisdom that was given to you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to take control over this earth.
It says, I came out of the mouth of the Most High, and covered the earth as a cloud. I dwelt in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar. I alone compassed the circuit of heaven, and walked in the bottom of the deep.
So this is wisdom speaking. Wisdom is speaking that she alone walks in the top, and dwells in the high places, right, and in the low places. And what she's saying is that everything that we see, feel, taste, and touch, the things that we see and the things that we don't see, came from her, because she's a pure spirit. She affects everything. She cannot be affected because she is pure, but she can affect everything. So nothing defiled can go into her, but she can affect everything. So what we're giving y'all is a breakdown of the wisdom of the Most High given the nation of Israel.
It says, with all, Salakia, verse 6, in the waves of the sea, and in all the earth, and in every people and nation, I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide?
So she's trying to find, where can she reside? Where can she seek rest? Where can she call home? Right? Hey, but touching on that point, you got that.
This is Sirach chapter 4, verse 17. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways.
This is talking about wisdom. Wisdom will walk with you by crooked ways. She's not easy to obtain. A lot like the women out here in America. The women out here in America is very easy to take, very easy to get. They just want one thing. They want your money and they want to sleep with you. Very easy. But wisdom, she will walk with you by crooked ways. Come on.
It says, and being, Salakia, for at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline until...
So with that, it's showing you that wisdom is discipline. Wisdom is discipline is something that people don't have a good understanding on. Discipline is this. It's doing something over and over again even when you don't feel like doing it. That's discipline. That's discipline. Hey, who do you think is going to win? A man that only fights when he feels like fighting, or a man that fights when he doesn't and he feels like fighting? The second one. He's going to win because he does it all the time, even when he don't feel like it. Even when he doesn't feel like doing it, he's going to win. But a man that only does it when he feels like it, he's not going to win, man. That's discipline.
That sounds like somebody that be getting bullied. It says, until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws, then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets.
Right, she's going to come to you and she's going to be a wife to you, man. She's going to be what you need at that.
But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin.
She's gonna, if you don't have the discipline and you go into your own ways, she's gonna give you to your own ruin. That's why the Bible says, lean not unto your own understanding. Right? This Bible, this word has been tried and purified over and over again. But you come around and you think you got it. Stand back, I got this. You don't got it. The Bible got it, man. It's been here. Our ancestors have been going through the same things that we're going through today. And they say, hey, guess what? This is the best way to come through this. This is the best way. This is your best move. Right? In chess, you always got to look for your best move. Right? So whenever you look for your best move, hey, the Bible gives us our best move.
That's right.
Right? So our forefathers and our foremothers gave us an example.
This is Hebrews chapter 5 and verse 12.
Bring it up.
For when for the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God, and are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. So a lot of people that what they've learned in this world, they don't have the knowledge of who Hamashiach Yahawashai really is. So they need to be taught again, but that's something Jake does not want to do. They don't want to be told what to do, and they feel like they don't have to be retaught again. And that's a lot of the reason why people gonna dwell in tortures and torment, because they fucked up in pride, thinking that they don't have to be retaught again. We all had, his brother, how old are you? And he had to be retaught again.
Yeah, and that's what the Most High God is looking for. That's who He honors. He honors those men that are humble and is ready to sit there and listen and learn. You're supposed to always be ready to be a student, man. What's going on, brother? Come over and check us out, man. Come and learn a little bit about the Bible real quick. Come and see what we're talking about, man. This is love for your people. We need more black people standing up for black people, more Hispanic people standing up for Hispanic people, and Native Indians standing up for Native Indians. We need to find out what's really going on, right? Come and find out how to be joined together as one people again. All praises, man. That's what's up. Got brother coming over here checking us out. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, man. We need more strong black men, man. Hispanic and Native Indian men. We need more strong men, right? We got too many of our people doing what they want to do, and it's not getting us nowhere. It hasn't gotten us anywhere, man, but destruction. What's going on, bro?